Hello and welcome to my live. It is Tuesday, April 9th, 2024. If you're joining me now here on TikTok, we're live. And if you're looking at me on YouTube, well, I'm not unlive, but I'm not live. You are looking at the archived version of tonight's live, which is on my YouTube channel under the same name, Artful Roger with a D. So don't forget that D. Very important, because you will not find me if you do not put the D into Roger. Waiting for the crew to join, as we usually do in these live sessions. They're scheduled every Tuesday night and Thursday night, typically at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, which, according to my Apple Watch, it is 7 p.m. straight up. So we're good. Gay and May. Gay and May. I'm wearing you tonight. Here you are. Thank you for the shirt. I know you didn't pick this shirt. Garrett, good evening. Gay, I know you didn't pick this shirt. I saw you sent me a picture of the shirt you chose, which was way more colorful than this. It wasn't just pink and white and a few other colors. It was very bright. Yes. Your shirt, the one you chose, was much better than this shirt. I would agree with you. I love this shirt, but the other shirt was great. And no, they have not sent me the right shirt. No, they have not. And again, not wearing the shorts that match. I'm not wearing the full outfit. Hey, 867-5309. Your name must be Jenny. Isn't that right? If I can remember that. Hey, RSA. Welcome. People are starting to join. Melissa with one S, I think, is here. Catherine. Yeah, you're lucky that you got 867-5309. I can't believe you were able to actually snag that as your ID, because I would think someone already took that a long time ago. But you know, you have to be our age to really understand it. That is for sure. Chicky, MGB. Guys, I'm seeing your names. Hey, Tim. Seeing everybody's name. Oh my God. RSA, you fixed your lamp since the last live. I am so happy for you. That is awesome. Vivi, darling, you're here. So RSA, I know you guys can all see the comments, and if you're watching this on YouTube, you can't see the comments, but Retired Smart Aleck is RSA, and he has repaired his lamp based on the last live I did, which was a lamp repair, just a basic tutorial. So I'm so glad. Yeah, you were surprised too that you got 867-5309, yes. I want to sing it so bad. Rob Roy, my goodness, you have joined the live. This is a night of miracles. The whole crew's come back. And I have to just be completely transparent. It's been an interesting week at work. You know, sometimes you have work weeks that are just not that fun. And I know we're only on Tuesday, but this week has been one of those weeks. And I have a hard time sometimes pulling myself together to do these lives because it takes a lot of energy. I'm glad I did it because I see that everybody's joining. So it's awesome to see everybody here. I missed that comment about the shirt. Mary Therese, thank you for being here too. And thank you for being willing to moderate the live. I appreciate that. And I appreciate how you also tag comments or pin them to the top so I can see them. Sometimes I miss them. Guys, I apologize because there's a lot for me to look at here. Chipper Doodle. Chipper has entered the live. Awesome. Thanks, Ange. Yeah, this was given to me as a birthday gift by Gay and May, who is on this live right now. This is not the shirt she picked. She let me know that. She sent me a picture of the one she wanted me to have, but Amazon sent me the wrong shirt. But to make up for it, because I'm sure they sold out of the shirt that she liked, they sent me the shorts that match. And no, I'm not wearing the shorts that match. And Lori, thank you too for moderating. I appreciate that you guys do that. The chip is in the house. Oh, Joni, yes, I'm glad you finally caught a live. Yeah, they're typically, like I said earlier, they're on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So, yeah, you can pretty much bank on it. My shoes, oh, you guys, my shoes. I'll show you my shoes. It's the shoes I always wear. They're Hey Dudes. And I know I've already seen the TikToks and I've seen all the other noise about Hey Dudes that no self-respecting man wears Hey Dudes. I'm sorry. I like them. And they're super, super comfortable. And I can still do it. You know, I'm not flat-footed enough, you know, that my arches haven't collapsed. Let's put it that way. They are. They're really good gardening shoes. Yeah, I'll have to wear the shorts. Yeah, Vivi, I'm wearing just a pair of khaki pants tonight, so I'm not wearing the shorts. But yeah, when I wear the shorts match the shirt, so it looks like I'm wearing a jumper. And maybe I should wear them. And I will do that on a warmer night. We'll do it later on, but I'll definitely do it. Yes, and Melissa, I didn't know if I acknowledged you're here. Glad you're here too. Yes, they look like pajamas a little bit. They do. It's not exactly something I would go out and wear. And yes, my Crocs are long gone, Rob Roy. I used to use those for gardening, and they're gone. I have some old Skechers over here. I'm looking at them. There's 2 pairs of them. They're sitting over there. They've got mud on them. But that's what I wear now. These Hey Dudes are what I call my house shoes. These are what I wear during the day. I don't typically wear these things outside the house. So a couple of things tonight before we get started. You know we're doing a clock case upcycle. And thank you, Gina. Yes, it's a gift. A gift from someone on this live, Gay and May. She can say hello if she'd like, but it's a gift. I received something else in the mail today. And Tim, unless you don't want me to, which you can tell me, I'm sure you don't mind, I am going to be showing what you sent, what arrived today on what was, I would call, a day that I really needed it. And I sent you an email about that, so I really appreciated it. So we're going to show everyone what Tim sent. But I also want to show those of you who are new to the live here with me what we're doing. Hey, I forgot to turn my sign on. Hang on. I knew I forgot something. There we go. Let's get that neon going. I wanted to show people who are new to the live what we do here with the clock case upcycle. So for everyone on this live that helped build this last one, I've got it back. I brought Julene down from upstairs so we can look at her again. You guys haven't seen her in a little while, but if you're new to my live and new to finding Artful Roger here on TikTok, please follow me, follow along if you're interested in stuff like this. What we're doing is taking these old clock cases like this and converting them into, they're empty clock cases, by the way. Imagine a hermit crab finds an empty shell. It did not pull the animal out that lived in it. The animal that lived in it had long gone, but the crab just moved in. That's what we're doing with clocks. We're just moving into the empty case. There's no clock here. So this is what we did. This is our girl Julene with her chandelier in there and all that stuff. See if I can see that. Yep, there she is. But you can see what we did. She's got her puppy and her Christmas gifts and her beautiful Christmas tree made by Tim the Doughboy. And the wreath in the back, actually Tim made as well. So this is the one that we completed probably, 3 weeks ago or something like that. Took a while to build. So we've got that. So I wanted to make sure that everybody got a chance to see what we're doing and what this live's about. So I'm going to take Julene off the table. And guys, once again, thank you for everything you did to create Julene. So she's out of the way. So the one we're working on now is this one. And I've made a little progress on it. Floor, we've got Henry. Henry, you got your drapery. Henry wanted me to put some drapery on the windows, so you got it. You won. So I've already put in some wallpaper. I made that selection out of what I had, so I went ahead and did it. And you can see it starting to come together. Still some construction to be done inside. But yeah, it's looking good. I also, on this one, I really went upscale. And I think I Henry-fied it. But I want you to see this back wall. It's got crown molding, as you can see, drapery, and baseboard. So this is actually real wood, painted wood, that you can purchase for dollhouses, and it's been cut down, of course. It looks weird here because it just fits into the clock case perfectly. But yeah. Cut the curtains down. They were super long, so I cut them down. You can see your drapery panels should kiss the floor. That's the way I like it. I'm not a puddle kind of guy when it comes to drapery. I like for it to kiss the floor, but you can see I cut my drapery panels too short because the floor is right here, so I'm short. It's bugging me, but we're going to get over it. I'm going to absolutely get over it. But Henry, I just wanted to thank you for the idea of going ahead and putting the drapery on here, because I think it really does create a fantastic look. And that scrapbook paper is making some really fabulous wallpaper. So what's going to happen right here, in this section right here, is I'm cutting the baseboard out a little bit, but a fireplace is going to go in this section. It's a very large, much larger fireplace and firebox. So we're going to have a fireplace on one side, and that is what will be there. So I'm going to stick that back in there. So that's what we're working on now. Tim's Christmas tree. This is the one. It's flattened on one side. I put ornaments on it. And it's ornamented on one side because you're only going to see one side of this tree inside the clock case. This is going to be pressed against the back, against the wall. So the tree is really all pressed forward in one direction with ornaments hanging on one side because that's the only part that we're really going to see. Susan, thank you for joining. I'm glad you made it. Perfect. Oh, and Sarah's here. Awesome. Sarah, I'm glad you joined. Glad you're here. So anyway, I think that Tim's tree is looking really great. I'm loving this pink. This is our girl again. This is Chevrine, as we named her. And so she'll be in here with the tree. And I've already put her inside the box with the tree. Guys, she's exquisite. She's got a beautiful, the way she's looking up at the tree, she's really nice. She's got a great look. And we've got her little, her porcelain Scotty that will be in there with her along with her gifts. I've got some other ideas. So I wanted to show you what Steve found over the weekend. Look at this. Steve found this at a little antique store. You know, I had a brunch on Sunday, and I know you guys saw the video of the table, and we ran out really quick to our favorite little trinket store that has all kinds of little things like this, and we were looking for some vintage Napco ware, which is from the 50s, porcelain pieces like this to use as tables for the table center. We didn't find anything, but Steve found her, and she doesn't have the flowers on her. You can see she's kind of like the sister of Chevrine without the flowers, and a little more, she's got a lot more green in her, or yellow in her green, and there's more blue in Chevrine. So yeah. Sarah, thanks for calling it out for Tim. It's awesome. So yeah, so these are, I'll eventually find something to do with her. It's going to happen. All right. Let's talk about what Tim sent today. What came in the mail. Unexpectedly, I had no idea. Tim sent a couple of wreaths. He sent this one. So this is his beadwork. And look at that. Isn't that just awesome? I love this thing. And it's large, and I have a large clock case that's on its way, so I'm going to have a bigger project, so we'll see. This still may be too big, but we're going to find something to do with this. I love it. It's very joyful. Tim, thank you for making this. I really appreciate it. Really love it. Really, really, really love it. And he sent another, which is probably going to be in this particular case because it's similar to the tree, and this is it. Much smaller, much simpler. There we go. Focus in. But a beautiful kind of champagne pink beads on it, but lovely work. And so, Tim, thank you for doing that. So beautiful. So beautiful. But the prettiest part is this. Tim pays attention. Tim started out by writing this on the envelope. You have entered the glitter-free zone. Because he knows that he's watched me in all these lives with that Christmas tree that I'm working on, which I've been doing this constantly. Tim, I want you to know that I took your little tree and I took the shop vac to it. I took a brush, the brush attachment on the shop vac, and I vacuumed this thing so many times to suck off all that loose glitter so that it wouldn't do it anymore. Because he had to glitter the column or the center trunk of the tree, so it's got a lot of glitter on it, so it's super messy, but it's not messy anymore, barely messy. So we got that. So Tim wrote a note. Tim, can I read your note? Can I read this? It's a yes or no. And if you don't want me to read it, everybody's fine. Everybody will get in touch with you later and berate you. Okay, here we go. All right. Greetings, Roger. It's all about options, so here's another wreath or two to pick from. I hope you had a wonderful birthday filled with love, friends, gifts, and most importantly, cake. As always, keep shining your light for all to see. So wonderfully kind, Tim. And today was not a fun day, and so it really came at a time. I went out later in the afternoon, I think around 4:30, to get the mail, which usually Steve gets the mail, and I went down to get the mail, and this was in the mailbox, of course, and I unexpected, and I really appreciated that because it was really kind of like getting a little bit of a I needed it. So thank you for that. You never know when things like that happen. And that's what I've said many times in my videos and in lives here. Why not be kind? The world is filled with hard things, difficult things, things that are hard for us to accept. It's grief, war. We got a lot of ugly. So why can't we just be nice? Why not do something to be kind? Because it's kind of unusual. It's kind of you're radical when you're kind. And why not be kind? So little things like that, we don't know when they're going to land, how they're going to land for people. And isn't it just better to land with kindness than to land with something that's mean or to undermine someone, to say bad things about people behind their backs and make things difficult for them? It's just much better. And Tim, thank you for sharing your kindness. I say that to everyone who's in my lives, especially people who commented on my birthday video. It was a flood of kindness, and I just love it. And I think other people are affected by that who read those comments as well. So it's all good, and I really, really appreciate that. So yes, Tara Sunshine. Well, Tara Sunshine, it's all in your name. She says, I agree, we need more Tims. Tara, you have sunshine in your name. So I know that's cliche, but it's radical to be kind. It really is, to be nice to people and to be smile, to not complain. You know, I don't know. I've said it so many times. It's so much easier to tear something apart. Like, it takes weeks to build this thing, but I could take a hammer and smash it to pieces in less than 10 minutes. It would be gone forever in 10 minutes. It's easier to destroy than it is to build. Let's try to challenge ourselves to build. That's what I say to myself. You know, it's just wonderful to do that for people. So, yes, Catherine, kindness and grace, I agree. So let me cover something else before we jump into anything further. And guys, I want to tell you that the live is only going to go till 8 o'clock. So I'm cutting it down to an hour just because it's been a day and, you know, there's some things on Netflix I want to watch. So I'm going to do that around 8 o'clock because, you know, Grandpa goes to bed at 9. So that's how it is. But I wanted to show you that what I found for my sister, too, at the little trinket shop when Steve found the little figure. My sister has an affinity for things made in the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, especially these little porcelain things. And I found this little nightlight, which I've repaired, and that LED is pulsing. The LED in my world is not pulsing. It's pulsing because of the camera. But that is the cycling of the alternating current doing that. Isn't that funny? Because it's not blinking here at all. It looks like her heart's beating. You know what? Maybe the angel's heart is beating because of the sentiment that was just shared. Who knows? But it does look like her little heart is beating. But isn't that cool? But yeah, I cleaned it up for her tonight, and you know the wiring's all good. The switch, I put a new LED inside of it because it had a hot burning incandescent from back in the day. But it is made in Japan, so this would have been made in the 1950s, and in beautiful shape. No broken, cracked spots on her or anything like that. So yeah, she loves this stuff. So I'm going to be giving this to her. As a matter of fact, now she knows because she'll be watching this video on YouTube in the next couple of days, and then she'll see it. So now she knows what's happening. Joe, I'm not an electrical engineer. No, I've had a very colorful road to get to where I am today. I work in compliance for a home decor company. I write assembly instructions. I work in Illustrator and among a few other things that I do. So mostly it's technical writing, I guess is what you could call it. Yeah, but it's a sweet little thing. So the table that I set up for the brunch on Sunday, someone asked about these figures. And I'm going to put this here in the live. These two figures. I use these as centerpieces occasionally on tables, and they're metal. They're pot metal. I think they're filled with something because typically pot metal like this is hollow and lightweight, but these have a lot of heft to them. There's a lot of weight to these two cherubs, and they're from France. There's a tag on both of them that are in French. So something about an infant. I can see that. A troubadour that I got. So of course, so that they're just playing instruments. But yeah, these were in an antique booth probably about a year and a half ago. Whoever put them in there, they were not that expensive. And these things, These are crazy expensive when you're out there trying to find these. And I grabbed these so fast, I think I went straight to the front area. I didn't put them on any hold table. I paid for them and took them to my car. I didn't want anybody to take them. But they are just so awesome. Thank you, Catherine, for the table comment. Yeah, the table was great. Yes, yep, exactly, Rob Roy. This stuff was around back in the day. Gay and May, thank you for saying that. The table was just kind of came together. But at the little trinket store, as we call it, it's called Five Forks Trickum. Five Forks is a little town. Trickum is another town, Trickum. But Five Forks Trickum Antique Mall, very close to where I live, they have a lot of little things. And there was another piece of Napco in there that was themed with a fox chasing a rabbit. Fox and a hare. And that is my fall table theme. I did not buy the figure, but I've got an idea. But yeah, so somebody asked about these. So hopefully whoever that is will see this live and, you know, I know a little bit more about it. But again, they're pot metal. You can see someone tried to shine them up with Brasso or something like that, and that's what that white stuff is in there. I did clean these, but I don't mind that white being in there. I think it just kind of adds to this kind of antique patina look of these things. But yeah, pretty cool. You like the little elf guy? These? Or, oh, you're telling me the little elf guy on the table. That's right. There were 4 of those little guys. Again, at an antique store, the dealer was in her booth putting out her stuff, and I was looking at just one, and she said, oh, I've got like 3 more of those right here. And she pulled them out, and I bought all of them. Yeah, one of them sitting down, one's laying down, one's got its hands under here. You know, they're super cute. So that was a little bit of show and tell that I had for you guys. Chicky, you've been to Five Forks Trickum Antique Mall? So you must be in the neighborhood, girlfriend. You've got to be close by. Yeah, I'm glad you liked them too. Garrett, that was an idea. See, when I put those elves on the table, yeah, Southern Drawl. When I put those on the table, I realized that, you know, you can use Napco-ware figures on your table setting. I think growing up, whenever my mom did the table, it usually was flowers and candles. Rarely did they put figurines or anything like that and use them as table centers, but you can do anything you want. And I am a major fan of Bunny Williams. I don't know if anybody's ever watched any of Bunny Williams' videos on YouTube or read her books or looked at her coffee table books. That woman is phenomenal with a table. I love her kind of found and collected look, different colored glassware, different plates. I'm starting to look for antique plates like I have. I don't think she's here. I was going to leave the set. I'm leaving the set for 1 second, guys. Talk amongst yourselves. There's only 45 people here, so I think it's just us girls. Hang on 1 second. I'll be right back. Unfortunately, the plates that I wanted to show you are upstairs, so I'm not going to go all the way up the stairs and heave and hoe. But this is another question that was asked. These chargers are Gottinger. They're on Wayfair. These are new. I like the gold, and they were sold out of gold. And, you know, when it comes to Wayfair, usually when they sell out of something, you may never see it again. They only had silver, so I painted it. You can see where I brought them down here and just painted them gold. And I just put a light coat of gold over it so that the silver would show through. Because eventually when plates slide back and forth over this, some of the gold's going to come off, and I want it to look like it naturally came off. But this is a metal piece, and these are awesome. There's an artist who makes chargers like this, and they're super expensive. These are made in India. Like I said, they're Gottinger. They weren't that expensive. They're sold in a pair. But I love that they are on the table like this, and it's not a full plate. You actually can see your tablecloth underneath, and it just really beautifully holds your plate in place and creates a nice framing for any piece of china, or even if you use a plain white plate, you're going to really get a beautiful look. It does look like a picture frame, doesn't it? I'm framed in it. Yeah, love it. Love this. So I'm glad I saw that because I wanted to talk about it because somebody else asked me, several people asked about this. So yeah, the beautiful piece. Wow, this is like show and tell. Show and tell. Your favorite plant store. Now, Chicky, your favorite plant store, let me guess. It's Family Tree in Snellville, right? Chipper, thank you. Yes, it has grown out. Oh, I told you guys it was gray, and it is fully gray. Believe me, I have reached for the toner several times and put it back in the drawer. I'm fighting with it. I'm like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to wear this until the end of the month for sure. Artful Roger on live. Absolutely, Totally Dan. Totally Dan, you're new. I don't think you've been on here before. Yes, I'm embracing the gray. I'm trying to love it. Yes. So Chipper's saying no to the toner ever. Yeah. But when people are calling me Chuck Norris and saying I see Chuck Norris, I saw Chuck Norris, I figured out that I think it's because I look like my beard was too dark for my age. So I think this is permanent. This is a lot easier than worrying about it growing out, you know, and all that stuff. So I think I'm sticking with it. I sent you an email about the climbing. You're the one that asked about the wire, right? The one you wanted to know how to get your I'm totally drawing a blank. Your rose. I can't remember the rose. Yes, but it was across the Henry, thank you. No Chuck Norris. But you were the one with wire, I think, and I sent you the cabling and the turnbuckle and all that, I think. You're the one that asked me about it. Yeah, Terry, something's new. Yes, my beard is gray, and my shirt is a gift. Susie Colorado, I see you joined. Yeah, I'm waiting for a response from Totally Dan. Here's, I just stand here and stare at it. I'm like every other live here on TikTok. I stand here and read comments and don't say anything. I did the ivory soap spray on your roses. Okay, good. Yes. If I'm embracing the 60. That's what I tell you, Tara. It will absolutely work. The soap is just a pH change, and because of the anatomy of the aphid, they can't stand it. Jacqueline, thank you for that. She said she loves my voice. And I'm reading these for YouTube. Thank you, Rob Roy. Yes, there's what's left of it right here. Yes, this turned white in my 30s. And the rest of it, yeah, it's getting there. Dan, I wasn't sure. You didn't respond back in email, so I wasn't sure if that idea was good. But if you get all that stuff's at Home Depot, like I told you, and that galvanized cabling, it's very narrow or very thin, fine, whatever. With the turnbuckle, you can get it super tight so it looks really tidy. Your house is of the style that you don't want any sagging wire. Just looking at the way the facade of your house is, you're going to really like it. If you put 1 or 2 cables across and they're super tight, that rose is going to cover that up in no time. You're going to love it. James Galway. Okay, I wasn't sure. I thought you said David Austin is what I thought you said. Thank you, Tony. Guys, thank you for the comments. I appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about this thing just a little bit. I was wondering, I'm trying to think about where we're going with this. I showed you guys what we're doing, and the molding, by the way, if you're doing one of your projects, this is how the molding is sold. So this is floor molding. Looks just like the molding in your house, made of wood, already painted, and you can just cut it with a knife. Here is the crown molding, and if you've ever tried to miter a corner for crown molding, it is a mental exercise that's epic. And I think nowadays you can probably buy something, a pattern or something to be able to cut it. But the first time I cut or tried to miter crown molding, I think I went through about 40 feet of crown molding, cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting and cutting. This was like 20-something years ago. But I finally learned how to do it. I had a dream. You know, I always have dreams about stuff. And in my dream, I was cutting a stick of butter, and I was mitering the butter into a perfect corner. It was a stick of butter. That was what I dreamed about. And when I woke up the next morning, I went straight to my miter saw, I cut it, and it went together perfectly. After 40 feet of molding was in a pile, just one dream about a stick of butter, and I did it. But this is crown molding. Crown molding, yes. Joni, cutting that is so hard. You tried to do miter joints for your grandgirl's dollhouse. Yeah, so how did you do? Did you successfully do it? Like butter. See, this is what I love about Henry. Henry, I tell Henry what buttons of mine that have the light on, this has to do not push, but Henry doesn't mind walking up to the machine. Steve does the same thing. They just walk up to the machine and push the button. So I told him I had anxiety because I cut my drapery too short. And of course, Henry agrees. Henry's like, look at those high waters. Dude, these are bad. I can see that. It's so bad. But all of this up here, you know, where the curtains are attached is hot glued. So there's no fixing this. There's no fixing it. I'm so upset. But I agree. Something on the floor in front. So their drapes are all glued on now, so they won't come off. But Henry is my welcome button pusher. I love that he does that. Henry challenges me. It's because of Henry that we have drapery on the window. It's because of Henry that this right here is done. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing this because at Henry I did it. What else has Henry caused me to do? Let's see. We have to think about that. But let me show you what's happening with her in here. When she's in here, your eye, you know, is kind of away from the drapery. I am going to put some more stuff on the floor. I found this little vessel, which this is going to sit on the floor in the back. And it has some unfortunate flower on the front, which I don't like. So I'm going to turn it around so you can't see it. But I'm going to try my hand at making my own porcelain flowers and painting them into this. So this is going to have some flowers in it. I'm going to see if I can do it. Henry had a stir stick. No, Henry is a stir stick. He probably left alive. Henry, that was not anything bad. That is an absolute compliment because I love that you have an eye for detail. So do I. And you don't mind pointing it out. Yeah, the flowers, yeah. Not so much. Yeah, they're not so pretty. Curly willows, sort of. Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some floral wire. And I've got some air-dry porcelain clay. And I'm going to make some tiny flowers on the wire stems. And then I'm going to paint them in some colors, like green, of course, for leaves. And then some pink and whatever else I think will work with the green. But let me show you. If I put this in here, I don't know if this is going to be in front of the window. This isn't helping any. Yeah, the vase looks great. Oops, it just fell over. Hang on. Hold, please. Let's take this even further, guys. Let's just take this further. I'm going to put in Tim's tree. It's a little flat. Tim, I hope you're happy with the ornaments I did. Don't answer that. All right. Now, say your prayers. All right, let's see if we can get this up here. You can see where the tree is going to be. And then the vase will be kind of back in the corner, which hides some of that. And you see how she's got that really great look on her face, how she's looking up at the tree. So there'll be a lot of gifts in there and such as well. Yeah, Tim, I love the ornaments. I think they look great. The little dog. Put that little dog in there. Let's see how that looks. Henry, I just want to tell you that you were so right about the drapery. I'm sure everybody on here agrees, but the drapery is absolutely just a game changer. It just elevated it to the stratosphere. The chandelier that I picked for it is not a crystal chandelier. It's got a few crystals on it, but it's more of a brass armature with a few crystals hanging. I think it's a 6-arm chandelier. Simplified for this particular cloche. There is going to be an ornate fireplace right there on that wall behind the tree. So where you see the wallpaper, that's going to be a fireplace. And there's going to be the LEDs in it, but the fireplace is going to be white. It's going to look very, could you change where the tree and the girl is? Yeah, I tried that. The problem is that when you put the tree on that side, it completely blocks out the window. So you can't see the drapery. And the drapery is one of the principal items in there. It's something you really want to see. I can flip it over there so you guys can see what it looks like, though. Let's do it. Me hands, Sue hands. Let's take out some of this stuff. I never thought at 60 I'd be playing with dollhouses, but here I am. Yeah, if I can even get the tree to stand up on this side, it looks like it's... Yeah, the problem is, Chipper, is that, you know, I've decorated the tree to one side, so it has all the weight. You can see all the weights on one side, so it just flops over. It won't even stand up on that side. But trust me when I tell you, it interferes with the drapery. Hey, Jackie, welcome. Exactly, see, there's Henry. Oh, somebody pushed Henry's buttons. How does that feel, Henry? How do you like having your buttons pushed? Can't handle it, huh? Yeah. But see, I really messed his drapes up by cutting them too short. But you saw what I did. You really can't see it. You really can't. So what I'm going to continue doing here with this is working on my wallpaper. I'm probably going to have to go back to Michael's and find some more of this because this is the last of it. This is all I've got. But I've only got a few panels left to cover. And this is one of the panels, one of the end panels that's already covered. And I've got other pieces in here too that are wall pieces that I'll be covering. Ceiling piece. This is going to go in the ceiling. That chandelier is going to hang from that. The chandelier is not here yet. The other thing I'm missing to finish this or get it to a certain point is the micro switch for the back down here has not arrived yet that I'll be putting in the electric. And that looks like this. You know, when we look at this one, there's the micro switch and the port on the back. So I'm waiting for those things to get here. But these are super fun. They really are. They're awesome. And making sure there's not anything else here that I have not covered tonight. Crackin' y'all howdy. Okay, good. I wish I could read all these comments. It's unfortunate that the comments do not go through to YouTube because people who watch it on YouTube, which I know a lot of you guys go and watch them afterwards, there's so much missing, you know, because you don't get to see all this stuff. And I wish I could go back and look at them because I missed a lot of your comments too. Susan, the closest I've come to garden themed is this one, which has trees and stuff inside of it. And I tried to show this to you guys last time. There is a video in my history, probably last summer maybe. Yeah, before Christmas. But you can see inside this one, and it's a themed... It's End of the World, Apocalypse, The Last of Us on Netflix, I think. Netflix is The Last of Us. I was watching that, and the very end, the last episode, I got inspired and built this one. So it's got greenery in it, trees and things like that. So, but it's hard to see here. Yeah, guys, thanks for tapping, by the way. 17,000. We're an awfully long way from our typical 50,000. Yeah, Susan, look back. I think it's before Christmas. It would have been sometime in the summer. But I think you can see this. And you'll see it when it's in its very beginning stages. It looks like Sesame Street because I hadn't done any painting inside yet. So I showed you the mock-up because I was kind of getting people's input via video. And then later you get to see the finished piece. But this one's very old. It's old industrial buildings, grown over, broken glass. There's this clock. There's a tiny clock just like it inside that's lit up just like this one's lit up. So it's like a Russian doll effect if you're looking in this clock at another clock laying there with a blown out face. So yeah, that's the only one I've done with greenery. And then this one, which all of you guys have seen many times, it has the little dancers in it. You know, you can see them in there from there, but I can't pull them over because they're plugged in. HBO is The Last of Us. Thank you. What's cracking, y'all? That's right. It is HBO. It's on Max. Anita, that's a good idea. And I could do that. Or I could just tear the drapery off, you know, from the hot glue and pull them down a little bit. And now that Henry has pushed my button down so hard that it's stuck, I'm going to have to do it. No, Faints, I don't have the shorts on. Yeah, just khakis on tonight. No, I didn't wear the match. But you know what? You're kind of challenging me to do it, so I probably should wear the shirt and the shorts for the next live. It looks like a jumper. It's crazy together. I mean, I would wear them separately. I would never leave the house in them on together. I don't have the intestinal fortitude for doing something like that. I'm not that secure. You'd have to be incredibly, and suspenders. Little B, you're really pushing it. Yeah, suspenders would be pretty amazing. Absolutely. Gay and May, like I said, I wish they would have sent the shirt you wanted, but I got the shirt I was supposed to have, clearly. Yeah, I will wear them. And Sarah, you've seen those things, I think. I think I showed you the shorts, but I don't think I ever wore them. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Wear the shorts and the shirt and take out the trash. Or go down and get the mail in it. Yes, because it's a long walk down there to it, and it's out in front of all the neighbors. So I should do that. Wow, Lori, you're really dressing up now. Yes, black socks and sandals. Do I have sandals? I can wear Steve's Crocs. I see them laying over there, and they're black, so they're perfect. But this particular clock case, just when I thought we had really maxed out on the amazingness of working on Julene, Chevreen's case is going to be even better. And I just can't tell you, Henry, how much I appreciate the idea of the drapery. Those are pre-made, those are pre-made dollhouse drapery panels. But wow, it just, as soon as I put them in there the other day, I cut them off. I had to remove several inches of drapery, as you can see, had to be taken. Oh, they're even lined. Isn't that amazing? They lined them to protect against the cold. What will they think of next? But I had to cut off quite a bit. But yeah, and the chandelier is going to be beautiful when it gets here. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm going to light it up the same way. I'm going to have spotlight LEDs inside. They're going to illuminate it. I have some nano LEDs. These are stick-on nano LEDs, which are tiny little. I bet this is stapled shut. Nope. But they're tiny little square LEDs. This is it right here. That's what it looks like. So those would stick on the ceiling, and they would actually be, we could aim those onto certain things, or I could aim them onto certain things inside. And this is warm white, which is a great color. I don't think they give me the lumens. But it's going to be fully illuminated inside is my point. Lots of gifts, lots of good stuff. Well, the final thing, tonight, this is about all I've got for the live because I really don't have a lot to do with the clock case tonight. But I want to just tell you guys once again, I appreciate the wishes that I got from the birthday stuff that you guys sent out to me. Those of you who reached out via email, those of you who left comments, I really greatly appreciate it. Keep your ideas coming. Let me know what you want to talk about, what we can cover. Right now, we're doing this. I'm going to, like I said, try to be in the garden. I've tried to post some videos. I've been challenged by some of you that aren't on this live. People send me notes to challenge me to, make sure I'm taping and I'm, not taping, but videoing things to put on here. They asked me about gardening. Like I posted one about digging that pond in the backyard, the little micro pond with the chimney cap. That's because someone challenged me to do it. So I don't mind doing that. So I really appreciate it. And Little B, thank you for the garden. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. I really am grateful for everyone here. This certainly means a lot to me. Good. Chris, I'm glad you said that. Yeah, the pond video was a lot for me to do. You can probably hear the sound's not so great. Henry, and I appreciate you being here, Henry. Near and dear, my friend. You have no idea. You're super important. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad that you challenged me and you have ideas, and it's fun to have banter with you guys. Hey, Paul, glad you're here too. Yeah. Jackie, thanks for saying that too, because the pond video was hard to shoot because I'm working and then I have to take off my gloves and shoot it, and I was like, I'm going to do this anyway because I just need to do it, and it sounds like it worked for people, so I'm glad. Chicky, thank you. And Chicky, I think you left a really sweet, kind message too. And Paul, thank you. Oh, Paul, you're here. Hang on. Did you see the... Paul, you asked about this. So this is the Gottinger metal. These are the metal. They only have silver left, guys, so you have to paint them. But yeah, Paul, you specifically asked, so I wanted you to see these. But yeah, they're on Wayfair. I think you can search it by Gottinger or just put metal charger and you'll see these. They also have that artist on there. I forget her name, but her stuff's super expensive, but her chargers look like this. They're metal rings, but they're gorgeous. I mean, they're amazing looking, so they're wonderful. Yeah, Little B, I'm not exactly myself. Exactly. I am having I'm having an existential crisis right now. I'm not having a crisis. I'm in a transitional state right now mentally about some things that I have to do, and it's hard, and it's just a difficult time right now. No, Tim, we probably won't go to Scott's right this weekend. I doubt we will. I've got so much to do. We have so many things going on. I was just thinking this morning, there's so many people we need to have over and entertain and do, and I'm like, I don't even know when I'm going to have time to even squeeze all the stuff I've got to do. So Scott's is fun, but we probably will not do it. Sarah, I appreciate that. And Little B, I appreciate it. Tonight, I really fought with myself about the live. I thought, I don't know if I really have it in me to do the live tonight, but I'm going to do it anyway because I really needed your energy. I got Tim's note today, which I really needed. It's nothing terrible. I'm not sick or anything like that. It's just that, sometimes in life we have to make big decisions sometimes you have to make decisions to end something, not knowing what the next step is where you're going to put your foot down. So, you don't know what's there, but you know that you have to do this and take the step next. You can't hold on to this. You have to let go so that you can move forward. And I'm at that state, and I'm wrestling with it, and it's not bad. It's just that wrestling of having to let go of something to go to go to the next place. And so that's what's going on with me. So I'm just heavy with that right now, and my mind's in it. This week's been extra hard about it. And so let me say this to you. We went over to some friend's house last night, and I may post a picture of their garden. They have what they have is an antique garden is what I call it. They're old things like spirea, viburnum, winterberry, holly. They have all of these old-fashioned plants that like my grandma had in her garden, and it's like walking in a wonderland, a child wonderland. And we were over there, and these two guys are very spiritual guys. I mean, in the sense that they're very in tune to energy and vibes and stuff like that. And there are places like that. Their property is a few acres in the city, but you walk in there and it's like being inside the Garden of Eden. But they named it Owlwood. That's the name of it. And it's like a bird sanctuary. There's all kinds of birds there and animals. It's just really, really cool. But anyhow, while we were there, he refers to it as spirit. And he was talking about how they got their cat. They have a cat that lives in their house. And he was at a pet store, and they had animal rescue people were there, and they were rehoming animals that they had gotten, and their cats and dogs. And he said he was going to leave the store, and he said, Spirit spoke to me very strongly. This is how he speaks. Spirit said to me, go to the cats. You're not leaving without this cat. And he said, I just was stopped in my tracks, so I just turned back and I went over to these cats. Neither one want a cat. And he said as soon as he approached this thing, the cat came right to the glass, and there was like an instant interaction with the cat. So he got in touch with his partner, and he said, just bring the cat. He was like, oh, a cat. So they brought the cat home. But this cat is just a magical cat that lives in their house. Just perfectly belongs there, but that's how they live. And as he was speaking about, Spirit said to me, that's how I feel what's happening to me right now. I got onto TikTok and things kind of have happened, and now I feel like the universe or spirit or something is telling me what I have to do, but it's taking a lot of courage out of me to do it. I have to do it, and I have to be brave, and I have to be strong, and I have to have faith. And it's challenging because I don't want to let go of what I know, but I know I have to do that in order for the next thing to happen, which is probably going to be even bigger and better. And I'll look back and go, oh, I should have done that sooner. But I'm at that point where I'm at the end of the diving board, when you're a little kid and you're going to jump in the pool. I'm at the end of the diving board, and I can either turn back and not jump or dive, or I can do it. And I'm at the end of the board now. So I was way back. I walked out on the board, I've been taking my time, and now I'm here. So I got to, your mom or dad may have said poo-poo or get off the pot. That might be me. Thank you, Gay and May. I appreciate that. And I did not look at the comments during that time, so I know you guys were trying to say stuff to me, and I appreciate that. Yes, Tim, it absolutely is. And that's where I am. I am in there. And thank you. I think about if it's a metaphorical or whatever diving board, I cannot see the water. I'm there, and all I see is darkness, and I have to believe there's going to be water there or a very thick downfilled mattress. I have no idea. So, thank you, Paul. You guys are part of this journey. For whatever reason, I think that all of us here in this group of people that we call crew, and these regular people who join the lives, we're all in this together. I know many of you have shared your stories with me, so I know about you, and I know where you are. You know where I am, and we're kind of doing this together. And hey, we're above ground. We get to do this. We're here experiencing the universe. So it's a wonderful thing. Chicky, thank you for that. I do. And I know you guys do too. And I'm so grateful, so appreciative of everybody in this live. So thank you for that. But I am okay. I am just in my head. And we'll hopefully have a story when I tell you that I jumped, but I have not yet jumped. I'm still holding on to the rails. I still have my training wheels on. And I know you will. 8675309. Thank you, Garrett. You know, it's funny on here, I'm not afraid to share and be open on this because I'm only looking at my phone. You guys are an idea. But in real life, it's a lot different. But I do have dear, sweet friends in my life too, just like last night. So Ebby, darling Ebby, thank you. I saw your note tonight, your comment. And Mr. Nightshade has joined. We have to be nice now. Mr. Nightshade's here. Guys, I really appreciate you. I'm going to cut the live. I hate to do it, but I am going to sit down and think about everything I just said to you, download this video, put it on YouTube, and then hope I never watch it again. I'm kidding. I'm joking. So appreciate all of you. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I will see you for sure. I'm going to do a live on Thursday night, and hopefully I'll have a few more things. Joni, thank you. Chris, everybody, Grandma Donna, giant hugs to everybody here. Thank you, Jackie. Good night, guys.